Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Discipleship Month. I am here with Carl. He's our college pastor at Pleasant Valley, and we're going to be talking about Jesus coming back. And so we just wanted to invite you to join in on our conversation. So, Carl, I have some questions for you.
Yeah.
The first question I have is, so we know that Jesus is coming back.
Mm-hmm. Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming.
Yeah. Why is that a big deal?
Yeah.
Why does that matter to us?
Yeah. No, that's a big deal because it, like, the end really gives purpose to the now. You know what I mean? Like, and I also feel like the fact that Jesus is coming back really kind of is kind of a final statement on his character and on his faithfulness. The fact that he's not just going to leave us alone, the fact that he's coming back and that he wants to be with us, it really flavors how I feel like I see Jesus. And it really makes me excited for the fact that he's not just going to leave us here stranded, but he's actually going to be coming back.
Right.
So I feel like it really, for me, just makes me like love Jesus more because he wants to be with me. He wants to come back. And it's just, I feel like it says a lot about his faithfulness to us.
Totally. Awesome. So how can we live in a way that shows that we know that Jesus is coming back?
Yeah, I feel like we talked about this a decent amount when we went through the series in 1 Peter. Peter talks about it as the day of the Lord, the day of Jesus' return is actually something that can give us a lot of hope, right? And it can actually encourage us as we go to live out Jesus' commandments to us, right? Jesus says that if you love me, you will follow my commands. And I feel like when we recognize that Jesus is indeed coming back, that he is coming back to rescue us, to save us, to make all things right, it really gives us a confidence when we face difficulties.
Totally.
When we are in this life trying to be obedient to Jesus' commands and people come against us, it's really tough. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, where can I find some hope or some strength to face this reality? And I feel like Paul gives us this insight that, hey, you got to look forward to when Jesus is coming back. And right away, to be honest, when I thought about that, I was like, I don't feel like that's my normal reaction. Usually I'm just kind of like, I just want this difficulty or this friction to go away. Go away. But when I leaned into what God's word said, and when I allowed his, like, the fact that his word says we can hope in this, and I started to trust that, I really started to experience the hope of that. Of like, wow, actually, Jesus is returning. And he's going to make everything right. And I don't need to just rely on my own strength. Like, the fact is, Jesus is bringing his kingdom now. Like, in a sense, like, Jesus is slowly kind of returning now, in a sense, through his people. And so when we allow that confidence to fill us, like, okay, he's coming back, I can continue to take these steps forward. Like, that is an immense place of confidence for me.
That's awesome. Cool. So what is one way that you personally live out knowing that Jesus is coming back? How do you live that out personally?
Yeah, I think the biggest one for me is kind of thinking about loving Jesus, and what it looks like to love Jesus is to obey his commandments. Like, for me, living this out like means following the command of making disciples and really demonstrating to people the love of God for them and really joining Jesus in his mission, because Jesus is coming back, but that also means that there is an end date to being able to know him.
Right.
You know, which gives a little bit of urgency, to be honest.
Totally.
So, like, my mission to help people know Jesus is kind of spurred on by the fact that Jesus is coming back. So the way that I kind of live that out is in disciple-making relationships. So, like, helping people to know that they are loved by God, helping them find their confidence in that, helping them find the hope and confidence in the fact that Jesus is coming back to propel them to make disciples. So for me, it is 100% discipleship focused.
Totally. Awesome. So for you out there and for people that are followers of Jesus, what's like one or two ways that we can grow in this aspect of knowing that Jesus is coming back? How can we personally grow a little bit more in that,
Right.
in knowing that?
Yeah, first I would say, ask yourself the question, do I find hope in the fact that Jesus is coming back? Because for me, that was like a revelatory thing of sitting down and being like, I don't really put my hope in there, but God's word says I can and I should. So once I started to do that, I started to experience that feeling of hope, that feeling of empowerment. So I would encourage you guys to ask yourself, do I find hope in this? And then try to find hope in it. Put your hope in it and take a step and see how Jesus changes things. And the second way that I would encourage you guys to take a step in growing and living this out, that Jesus is coming back, is think about how you live your life to love Jesus by obeying his commands. And ask yourself, like, do I make it a priority every day to follow his commands? Or am I just kind of living my life for how I feel? Am I like, well, I'm saved and I'm good? Or am I actually thinking like, the day of days is coming, Jesus is coming back for us, there is an end date to when people will be able to know Jesus, we got to get going. We got to move.
Totally. Cool. Well, thanks, Carl. Thanks for sharing with us, and we'll see you guys next month.